Hey everyone, welcome back to 25 Sweetpeas. Today I'm revamping another lighthouse illustration and turning it into a Christmassy scene. And today we are visiting the Boca Chita Key Lighthouse, which I didn't know much about. I mean, I knew its location. I knew that it is located in South Florida, but prior to actually researching for the background of this video, I did not know any of its historical background. So when I got the Lighthouse book for this whole series, I was excited to read about it, and then I found out it was missing from the book, which I'm like, okay, this is strange. Why is this such a lovely lighthouse? And it's just lacking from this lighthouse book that's all about all of the lighthouses in Florida, even the ones that are no longer standing. So, upon some further research, it was honestly a little bit tricky to find a ton of information on this lighthouse in particular, so much that I had to do what everybody is very much against and use Wikipedia as a source. So this information may or may not be 100% true, but it seems to line up with a few different things I can find on state park sites and things, because this lighthouse today is located in a state park within the state of Florida. Um, and I'll be honest, learning the history of this lighthouse kind of made me like it a little less. I don't know. A lot of the lighthouses in Florida, they have some major historical significance. They were a part of some interesting history, and I just felt like this one was a little underwhelming. So I'm going to read a little bit of the background that I did find, and we'll all just learn together. So, this lighthouse is a 65-foot lighthouse, and it was built by Mark C. Honeywell in 1938. Built at the north end of the harbor, and it has a very different shape than your traditional lighthouses. As you can tell by the top dome part, that is very different from what we think of as a standard lighthouse, which made it really cool and unique, and actually is what drew me to it as something that I wanted to illustrate. And actually, fun fact, I've illustrated this lighthouse 2 times. You just haven't seen them yet, besides this one, and then another one that's a horizontal landscape sort of piece. Um, and this was basically built as a personal lighthouse. So that right there is wait, what? So the owner of the island, which I mentioned his name earlier, built this with the objective of using it as a navigation guide for his business operations on the island. However, a few hours after the lighthouse was originally lit and commissioned, it had to be closed down because Honeywell failed to inform and obtain permission from the U.S. Coast Guard and the Lighthouse Service authorities. So, very short lived time. Um, the U.S. Coast Guard considered it as a navigation hazard, and it was not charted, and it did not actually get turned on for use. So this lighthouse actually kind of just became an ornamental piece with no real function besides it being lovely. And during Hurricane Andrew in 1992, the windows of the lighthouse were damaged and replaced with the funds provided by a friend of Honeywell's. And the dome of the lighthouse was also under repair in 2013 due to damaged panels. And this lighthouse kind of has just taken on a lot of storms. It's on an island that is a part of a state park, like I mentioned earlier. I believe it is Key Biscayne State Park. And you can only get to it via boat, and there are no amenities on the island. So if you are there by boat, you have to take everything with you. I mean, it's a really lovely of an island. It is a really lovely island. And you can go there and spend the day on the beach. And you can, I don't know if you can actually climb. I think you can climb the lighthouse, but I'm not sure. And I think you'd have to have somebody with you that is a part of the state park. But it's a lovely island. The lighthouse is pretty, but it actually serves no major function in navigation, which I'm guessing is why it was left out of the lighthouse book in general, because of the fact that it really serves no purpose besides its pretty architecture. um, so I feel like it was just a little bit of a letdown learning about the lighthouse, because the ones that we've done previously, they were built for a specific purpose. Some were protecting coral reefs, some were helping navigation, some were just more important in our history. And this one kind of just has a meh. It's like somebody that had a lot of funds decided to build a lighthouse for themselves for business purposes, didn't go about the right way of doing it, and then they couldn't even use it. So all in all, a little bit of a letdown, but we're not going to let that rain on our parade, so to speak. And I'm going to finish enjoying um revamping this lighthouse to be all Christmassy because I mean, now that I've learned that, honestly, it made the illustration a little bit less special, but it is still a lovely landmark in a state park in my favorite state, and you have to get to it by boat. Like, that's cool. I'd love to go there because that would also mean I'm hanging out on a boat. The water in this area, if you look at pictures, absolutely beautiful, and it's not too far from the Florida coral reefs. So they actually say that there's pretty good snorkeling in that area, which is something I've never done, but I would imagine it'd be really cool. And if you have a boat, definitely check out this part of Florida because in general, it is a lovely area. It has lovely waters and it is pretty. We'll just bypass the history because let's be real. I guess a lot of things that have historical significance probably have some not great history attached with them. And this one is just kind of a little bit of a letdown. So I hope you guys are enjoying watching the revamp of this lighthouse. It was fun to decorate this one because there's definitely no reference picture because this lighthouse is on an island. I don't even know that the island has power. I'm guessing it doesn't, especially considering that the lighthouse doesn't have to function. Um, so there's probably no way you could actually decorate this area for Christmas. So again, we're gonna pretend it's all solar powered and it's all good, and we're just gonna have fun with it. I decided to go with a bit more of a scaled back Christmassy approach to this one. A lot of lights, a very, very little hint of red, and all in all, I felt like that made for a really tasteful thing because when it comes to Christmas decor, I like things to match. I don't like mixing themes in one area, if that makes any sense. So I liked just using like a yellowy warm light for all of these and just a hint of red on the windows of the lighthouse. So that is it. Also, I had fun with the sky on this one. I decided to leave out clouds, which was really hard, honestly, because y'all know I love cloud illustrating. But this one, I just felt like the lighthouse is so big and prominent. I felt like it needed to be the star of the show, not the clouds. So I just had fun with playing with the sky. I did use a bit of a reference for the sky because of the location of this one. I wasn't sure exactly what type of sunset sky you would get because of its location. You wouldn't technically get the sun going down on the horizon, so I wanted to just like look that up. So I did, and that's how I kind of came up with the sky. So we're just gonna finish this up here, and that is it for decorating the Boca Chita Key Lighthouse. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this come together. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you're enjoying the series and you want to see more. That is officially it now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!